I'm such a sucker for Woot Wednesdays. Woot! I'm also an incredible dork. Anyway, it's episode number 43 of Woot Wednesday. Another 9 weeks and it'll be a whole year of this. Aren't you happy about that? Anyway, last 7 days, aside from work hair and stuff, and it's like trying to get all this stuff done. I'm making some progress on my cover of Madonna's Frozen, and had to answer a thing. But it's going slow. It seems like I didn't want it to like be the same, but it's kind of the same because I listened to a whole crap load of covers and some that were karaoke. But and there was only been like a few that totally like took it and recorded their own instruments and did it on there. And those were like the black metal, death metal ones, male vocals, female vocals, stuff like that. But a ton of them were just them singing over the original track or over a remix version of the original track. So it's just like I don't want any of that, but I can't help it, you know. So the strings are there, little boomy noises are there. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of percussion I want to put on it. It's leaning towards cinematic, but we'll see. I haven't had a chance to put those in yet, like the sections where there are some drums. I haven't done that yet, and I'm typing, multitasking. Let's see. Work hopefully should get better in about 2 weeks. 99.9% of the issues that I was having at my job has now moved to a different department. So it's going to end up being more work, but whatever. It's like there's quite a difference between getting more work. Hang on. Typing. Having your job change where you're getting more work than there is between somebody leaving you a ton of work because they're running around disappearing for hours on end. So that's finally, hopefully soon won't be a thing. I just have to put up with this nonsense for another 2 weeks, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Divide the work between me and this other girl that works during the day. Hopefully we can get it sorted and get into a rhythm and get everything handled. Because, yeah, I don't mind working hard. I just don't want to have to work hard because you're lazy. That was my biggest thing. Let's see. 2 previous managers knew about this issue and never did a stinking thing about it. And it's like, finally we got a new manager, finally things are finally like working properly. So that I found out today when I went into work Tuesday evening. Then it decided to snow a little. I'm so sick of the cold. It was all nice and warm the other day. Almost in the 70s, and then the next day the bottom dropped out, and we got about around 2 inches of snow. At least it was. Well, I didn't go anywhere Sunday, so it was just like I did all my errands and nonsense on Monday. But it was that wet snow, you know. Just take a squeegee and swipe it off your car, and it cleans your car while you're at it. So that didn't take long to deal with that. At least there wasn't any ice underneath, and the roads were pretty well much no snow on them. So that was good. I don't like driving on. Some snow you can drive on, no problem. Just slow down and take it easy. But if it's the wet, slushy stuff, then you really need to pay the hell attention and drive slower, way slower, and not run a race. And it's like just because you got four-wheel drive doesn't mean you can't slip and slide. Ice and snow don't care what kind of suspension you've got or what kind of tires you have. If you've got chains, it doesn't care. You're gonna drive too fast for the conditions, even with the aid of chains and whatever, and you're still gonna slide around on the road. Nobody's bulletproof. So let's see. Anything else going on? No, not really. Um, I do want to uh, eventually release that song. I just need to work out how to get it. It's like I don't understand how like these. It's like I don't even know how long they spend. People that do a lot of covers, how long they actually spend on the recording of it. Like pre-production on it, figure out what to do and whatever. Because you don't ever see that in any of the YouTube videos. You don't know, and it's kind of annoying. Yeah, here we're gonna do a cover song. Okay, what'd you do? How'd you figure all this out or whatnot? They don't tell you any of that. Me, I've been dealing with it for almost, what was it? Maybe, well, it hasn't, I don't, it hasn't quite been a month, but I know it's been at least 3 weeks. It might have been a month. I don't know. But trying just to figure out, it's like, I can't sing that high. So I lowered it. I lowered the pitch from F minor down to D minor. So, and that works. Then I had to try to hunt for some sheet music. I tried just to get the structure. I wasn't going to use like I looked online for MIDI of the song just so I could just like see the structure or whatever. And they were just the two that I found. One, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but the MIDI was like 15 flipping minutes long, and I don't understand why. I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, this sucks. And then the other one had a bunch of like things in there and it was missing some sections. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. So I found some sheet music that somebody did and I put it. That took forever. Looking at the sheet music and then having to transpose it down 3 semitones and then input that into MuseScore. It was just like, oh my god, that took a couple of days in between before I went to work. So I finally got all that done, slapped a piano on it, and just so I could get the structure. I'll leave that in there, but it's not. I want to pepper the piano in. I don't want to have the straight piano on it because I was more thinking it's like synths. I do have strings on it, and I did put some violas on it for the bass part because I'm using the what the hell is it? The BBC orchestra thing. I can't remember the complete name of the plugin, but I know some of you know what I'm talking about. So the basses were like where I needed it to be, it was too low, and there wasn't like a lot of range. So I was like, shoot, because I thought the plugin was missing a sample, and it wasn't. The it it was dang it. It was in a small area of the keyboard, and I was outside of the range of it. So I moved it down, and it just didn't sound right. So I switched the instrument to violas, and those sound decent, pretty decent. So I was like, I'll keep those. But just trying to get the rest of it done before I even think about vocals. It's like I want to get that stuff done. I haven't mixed anything. I've only messed with some volume levels because the strings were like super loud, so I turned that down. Turned the violas down too because, well, it was loud. And then I got this impact hit in there, reverse, and then boom, and then whatever. And I did that a couple of times throughout. So, yeah, I know I'm blathering on about it. It's like, that's been what I've been working on before I go to work. And sometimes doing it during the day, on my days off, if I'm not otherwise engaged in doing something else. But yeah, it's getting there slowly. But yeah, I'll get it figured out. It just takes some time. It's like, and that's what they don't tell you. The ones that do the covers on YouTube, they don't tell you exactly their process or how they went about it and whatever. And I just did it. So it's like the sheet music I copied it to for the strings and edited it. Well, actually, the strings I did myself on the piano. So it's like, let me try listen to the original song pitch down and then go through that and then listen to it, and I figured it out for the most part. There's still some spots I need to work on, but yeah, I played the strings on my own. The synths follow the piano, but I'm going to edit those, and I'm going to edit the violas because the one thing I hate when I'm doing sheet music in MuseScore and then you export it as a MIDI is that here's this is I hate this. The end of the okay, there's the end of the bar. You got a note all there and it's like not even at the end. It cuts off before the end of the bar, so it just sounds all choppy and it's annoying. It's like I can't, for some reason, I don't even know. Even putting in slurs so it's legato or whatever, it won't translate to MIDI. So I have to go in and drag things around, which is fine because that's what we do. We make it work. Got issues with something, yeah, it's still tedious and time consuming, but worth it in the end to get it to sound proper. I mean, I could have just it's easier just to edit the MIDI than try to draw in sustain pedal stuff because I've done that. It takes forever. It's worse than just extending notes out because like you see the end of the note and you extend it over the next note so it's not so tink. Oh, here's another note, tink. It's like tink, 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 like whatever. Like, hang on here. Oh, I don't even have it on. Let me turn this on. I don't know if it'll turn it up too. Yes, you've just plugged in your MIDI controller. So it ended up being like, or something. The notes, they're not staccato, but they end too quick. It's not. It sounds more like that instead of. I don't know how if you could hear that or not over the microphone because I'm blocking with myself. But that's what it was doing. So you do what you got to do and make it work. So I think that's how much of a. I've been rambling for about 14 minutes now. Yeah. Yeah, other than that cover song consuming all most of my free time. Well, most of my before I go to work time. There hasn't really been much of anything else going on. I'm gonna do a mixed breakdown of Meadowlands for next week because oh yeah, I'll have it come out on the day it was originally released, which was March 30th of 2020. And hopefully I'll have several releases this year and not just one like last year because last year was just so much stress and nonsense. It was just ridiculous could try to sit down to do something, and then your phone blows up with stupidity. It's like, oh, hey, it's like they know. It's like they know you've got something to do, and then everybody starts hounding you, harassing you, bugging you, whatever you want to call it. And it's like by the time you get done with all of that, you have no energy to like do any of this. And it's like, oh my God. It's like I was all fired up to start working on this, and then poof. So, how was your last 7 days? Hopefully, you didn't have anything go poof on you. Um, and let's see. Yeah, yeah. Just try to work through the things that make you go poof, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.